Discover the truth in His Word.
The scientific world is being challenged today as never before since the theory of evolution was first proclaimed by Darwin. A number of thinking students from several different vocations have written books that challenge the present thinking about macroevolution, major changes in species made by the evolutionary process. Philip Johnson, a former clerk in the Supreme Court for Earl Warren, is one of the foremost of the new thinkers that has written a new provocative book on the subject. It is called The Wedge of Truth. There seems to be a renewed interest in intelligent design. As modern man studies and reaches out into space, there's more and more evidence that there had to be a designer at work in making the universe and mankind. Take any part of the human body and study it, and you'll have to admit that the eye or the ear or kidneys or heart could not just happen by chance. If there's a design, there has to be a designer. Well, how can it be, if there is a God who created all of these things, that He seems to have been so completely forgotten by the generation that now lives on planet Earth? Let's take our Bibles and discover the answer. Billy Graham has said that the last message of God to this world is found in the 14th chapter of Revelation. In this chapter, God pictures an angel flying in the midst of heaven proclaiming a warning message to all the world. Notice what this angel is saying with a loud voice. "Fear God and give glory to Him, for the hour of His judgment has come, and worship Him who made heaven and earth, the sea, and springs of water." Revelation 14:7. God calls all of the world to worship Him as the one who is going to judge the world. He is the one who has the authority to judge the world because He is the creator of the world. It's interesting to notice that this special message concerning His being the creator comes at the end of time, just before the coming of Christ the second time. At this time of Earth's history, when evolution is teaching that we are the result of chance, and the beast of Revelation 13 is calling for us to follow him in forgetting the seal of the Creator, God's messenger calls everyone everywhere to remember the Creator and His sign of creation. But you may say, how do I know what the sign of creation is all about? Let's take a look at the creation of planet Earth found in the first book of the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. Genesis 1:1. There it is in so many words. God was the designer of this world. The Bible tells us that He was not alone in this wonderful creative act, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Genesis 1:2, the last part. The Spirit of God, another member of the Godhead, was an active agent in the act of creation. But the Bible reveals even more. It says the Word, or Christ, was also involved in the creative act, another member of the Godhead. John 1:1-3 and 14 says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through Him, and without Him nothing was made that was made. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld His glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth." In fact, Paul says that grace was given him so he could preach among the Gentiles the unsearchable riches of Christ, and to make all see what is the fellowship of the mystery, which from the beginning of the ages has been hidden in God, who created all things through Jesus Christ. Ephesians 3:9. Now, let's take a look at what He created by the Holy Spirit and Jesus Christ. The book of Genesis tells us how they did this. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Genesis 1:3. Then came the firmament. God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." Thus God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. So the evening and the morning were the second day. Verses 6-9. Now He's ready to form dry land and seas in verses 9 and 10. Then God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Notice what God did with the dry land. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields according to its kind, whose seed is in itself, on the earth." And it was so. Verse 11. And the earth brought forth grass, the herb that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself, according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Verse 12. Notice what day this was. So the evening and the morning were the third day. Verse 13. Then on the fourth day he arranged for permanent light. God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years, and let them be for lights, to give light on the earth." And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, to give light on the earth, and God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Verses 14 through 19. Now God turns his attention to the sea creatures and birds. Then God said, "Let the waters abound with an abundance of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the face of the firmament of the heavens." So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abounded according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." So the evening and the morning were the fifth day. Verses 20 through 23. Each day brought new wonders as God in his unfathomable wisdom created the whole ecosystem step by step. Now this is the day that God had been waiting for. God didn't create the beautiful world of flowers and trees, for birds and fish. He created it to be inhabited by animals and other living creatures, and especially for people he could love and they would love him. On the next day God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, cattle, creeping things, and beast of the earth, each according to its kind." And God saw that it was very good. But the crowning act of creation was to create people in his own image. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." Verses 24 through 27. Then God blessed them, and told them to be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. Then God saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good. So the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Verses 28 through 31. It was absolutely awesome. How did he do it? And how did he do it so quickly? The Bible gives the answer. "Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spoke, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. Thus the heavens and the earth and all the host of them were finished." In 6 days the Creator brought a world into being, clothed with shrubs and trees, flowers and streams. He brought sunshine and glorious sunsets and a magnificent moon to enjoy by night. But best of all was the creation of 2 perfect people with whom he could walk in the cool of the evening. What an honor! Created in the image of his Maker. But that's not all. Created to be the ruler over the earth and all that was on it. How can you have it any better? So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created them.